for now, but I have only reason. Keep you closer tonight, but when the sun goes down.
So allow me to introduce our teams. The gymnast from Greenville University, Rylan Barnes. Ethan Poole. Matthew Roth. Andres Escobar Garza. Senior Kevin Larino. Elijah Cruz. Jackson Clapper. Michael Avery. Henry Silva. Sergei Popov. Senior Captain Charlie Kramer. Ricky Mays. Braden Erickson. Donovan Davini. Major again. Kyler Hinson. Jacob Foster. And Senior Dane Kramer. And the Panthers are coached by their head coach, Zach Peters. And for the Midshipmen of Navy, Aaron Stein. Jonah Soltz. Justin Lozano. Danilo Viciana. Senior R.J. Spears from Mason, Ohio, a chemistry major going Marine Corps. Brian Solomon. Ben Thurlow. Julian Galvez. Matthew Ziegler. Peyton Gilroy. Senior Sebastian Gordon from Old Tappan, New Jersey, an operations research major going Navy pilot. Misha Romo. Senior Isaiah Drake from Los Angeles, California, English major going surface warfare. McKinley Michael. Daniel Gurovich. Senior NR Captain Vishal Mandava from Cypress, Texas, Operations Research Major and a submarine officer. Ben Venters. Matthew Petros. Senior Will Champagne from Douglas, Massachusetts, Operations Research and Marine Corps officer. Saran Alexander. Garrett Lawless. Boone Washburn. Colby Prince. And Senior Riley Rose from Las Vegas, Nevada, English major going Marine Corps. Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause for our seniors, our graduating seniors from Greenville University and the Naval Academy. Ladies and gentlemen, we ask you now, please stand as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem. Thank you. Coaches, gymnasts, please prepare for your first event. Captains, please to the center of the mat to meet with our...
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Naval Academy in Annapolis, Maryland, an historic Halsey Fieldhouse where the midshipmen of the Naval Academy will be taking on Greenville University today in a matchup on the East Coast on a Friday afternoon, 1 p.m. Friday afternoon matinee style. Mike Burns here with Asad Jooma going to be our color commentators for the day, and looking forward to providing all kinds of information for you folks out there watching. And, you know, if you're relaxing and taking the afternoon off, put your feet up, grab a cold beer and a sandwich, and let's get ready to do some serious gymnastics here at the Halsey Fieldhouse. Asad, so good to see you, and looking forward to spending some time with you this afternoon. The coaches over at the Naval Academy have head coach in his 10th year, Kip Simons, who is just wherever he goes, he seems to have that Midas touch, doesn't he, Asad? He's a master. And our assistant coaches, we got Craig Holt and Ryan Terrell. Craig's been here, oh man, a couple of decades. He's a longtime Naval Academy coach, and then Ryan is in his first year, I believe, and they're doing a great job. They're currently ranked number 8 in the country, and their average score, let me see if that comes up on the screen real quick, is about a 310, I believe, and they're 311.55 for the average score, and a high score of the year is a 314.6. And Asad, these guys have been just consistently strong, very good performers. Kip does a great job preparing his team every weekend, and really looking forward to seeing how they do today.
No, I'm so excited, Mike. This is going to be such a fun meet to cover with you today. I'm looking at Navy's ranking right now. I mean, it looks like they're 8th in the current NCAA space at the moment, and I think they're going to be putting on a show for us today. These guys look ready and excited to compete. So especially on their home turf, I really think that they're going to be showing out.
And if you saw the introduction, they were introducing the seniors. This is their senior night, or senior afternoon, I guess we'll call it. But this is the final competition for the seniors. So it's a senior night's always a really important day, and everybody on the team wants to be sure the seniors go out with a bang. And the visiting team is Greenville, one of the newer teams in the NCAA, Division III school from Greenville, Illinois, coached by Zach Peters, who is in his third year. He was the head coach when they initiated the program, and he was a former gymnast from the University of Nebraska, a junior gymnast from Indianapolis, coached by late Gene Watson. And Zach is a guy, I coached up here at the University of Minnesota. We recruited Zach pretty heavy, and he decided to go to Nebraska. I was really upset when he didn't come to Minnesota, but he had a great career at Nebraska, and Chuck Chimelka and Jim Hartung and John Robinson did a great job with him. And, here he is now, 3 years out of school as a head coach in the NCAA, competing at the Naval Academy. It's, for those of you who, think certain things can't be done, Zach's a great example of how things can get done.
Hey, I will say, Mike, it is really cool to see some of these former NCAA gymnasts now head coaching some of these other teams. Like you have Jake Benet as well that just transferred over to one of the academies. He's coaching over there. You have Zach Peters over here. You have Carlos Ojeda at Stanford. So, it's really cool to really see the transition from these NCAA athletes taking over some of these NCAA teams and making a difference and making that impact so much longer than their time just competing. So I'm excited to see this happen today.
Absolutely. And Greenville, you see their average score and a high score. They're average at a 309.133 and a high score is a 310.05. So average high score is about what was Navy's high score? About a 314, I believe. So about a 4-point differential. And as you may know out there in Virtius land, every time a gymnast falls off the apparatus, that's a 1-point deduction. So, Greenville's coming in going, hey, we've got 4 points to make up if we want to be able to kind of hang with the Naval Academy guys. But, if a couple of mishaps happen and, pommel horse is an event, high bar is an event where you don't have a lot of room for error, right? And if something were to happen, that 4-point differential could come down to 0-point differential pretty quick. So everybody's going to have to be on their best behavior when they raise their hand and prepare themselves, not only physically, they've done all that in the gym, but the mental preparation is really a key part to how you succeed in this sport. Asad, you competed a long time, and I did way back a long time ago. It's been a long time. I can't even hardly remember how it felt, but I remember there was a point when you walked up to the apparatus and you raised your hand. You had to kind of tell yourself the things that you needed to hear for you to succeed, and that's a challenge for some people. And I don't know how you managed it, but all these guys managed it a little bit differently. As a coach, you're trying to give them a bunch of tools to put in their toolbox to manage the adversity in a sport like gymnastics give you on a daily basis. Here we are, ready to get started here. They just finished this 2-minute touch. Starting out on floor, excuse me, for the Naval Academy will be William Champagne. Get a little bit about William Champagne. Now, he is a shooter. He's one of the shooters in the Greenville. This is going to be his last home competition at Halsey Fieldhouse. He's from Douglas, Massachusetts, which is not too far from where I grew up in Norwood, Massachusetts. So, yeah, Bay State guy. William's a senior, and he'll be, when he graduates in a couple of months, he'll be moving into the Marine Corps as a Marine Corps officer. So, pretty excited about that. And, when you see these guys, we all kind of dealt with managing school and whatnot. These guys are going on to a life that's going to be very challenging. I appreciate what they do. So William just started out with a beautiful double front, kicked out at a slight hop, so doing a nice job so far. Go back 2.5 laid out to a punch front layout, which will give you a combination connection bonus of 1/10. The layout with a front pull, again a small hop. Those small hops on floor exercise really add up. And if you can do a routine where you can stick every single landing, your score is going to go through the roof.
Like you were saying, Mike, every single one of these routines counts so much with the 4-up 4 count, especially with this being a senior night. They're on their home turf. I know these guys are really planning to show out. They're trying to do their best today. So those little hops, they do make a huge difference on their floor routines. So let's hope that we see some better landings like that one right there with that double full.
Yep, he did have a little bend over in the hips and kind of got his chest down pretty low. So that'll also be a deduction. And he dismounts with a tucked double Arabian, which is a requirement now in the new floor exercise rules from the FIG. You have to dismount with a double flipping skill. That's one of the new requirements. The other new requirement, Asad, is I'm not sure what your feelings are on this new requirement.
I knew you were going to bring this one up.
Oh, yeah, it has to come up. Basically, they added the ever popular one-legged scale move, okay, to bring back artistry into the sport of gymnastics on floor exercise. I'm not sure that it's really doing the job, but we'll see how many guys have a little bobble on the one-legged scale. It'll be interesting. All right, up next is Jackson Clapper. And these guys are moving fast. These judges are hauling.
No, they're making it through. I will say the scale, the addition, I think it could be. It's nice because it gives these guys a little bit of a breather when they're doing their floor routine. I mean, with 8 skills now, we're seeing a lot higher difficulty just across the board. I mean, a double flipping dismount. That is, I mean, realistically, you didn't see too many guys doing that a couple years ago, and now that that's a requirement, they do need a little bit of breath before they do that high flying skill. I'm more or less biased to the Y scale. I think it looks prettier. We'll see how these guys do today. Ooh, a little bit short landing, but he took that over.
Off there. There's the scale. He's kind of hiding behind the Navy guys, but those Navy guys would sit down, would be able to see this a little bit better. But I just don't have access to those Navy guys, so we'll just have to deal with that. And you're right. He had that little falter on the front layout of the 2.5, and dismounted with a double tuck. So again, you're going to be seeing a lot of guys doing the double flipping dismount, and you're right. You know, in the past, probably 2 codes over the last 8 to 12 years, the biggest dismount that you saw all the time was a triple twist, a triple full, and a back layout with a triple full. A lot of guys could get that down pretty good, stick it on a regular basis, and it was just kind of it became the compulsory dismount on floor exercise. So now the FIG kind of put the onus on the gymnast. Says, no, you got to dismount with a double flipping skill. And everybody's at first it's like, holy smokes! And you know what? They find a way to kind of meet the requirements. So, boy, that was a tough landing. This is Daniel Gurovich.
A little bit overshot that double front, but he's picking it right back up.
Let's say a little bit more than a little bit there, Asad. I think that was a lot. He over-rotated, put his hands down, both feet went out of bounds. That's going to be a huge deduction. As we talked earlier about the differential in the points, that's going to be 3/10 for going out of bounds and 1 point for the fall. That's a 1.3 deduction right there. So that's going to hurt the Naval Academy quite a bit. And as you said earlier, the 4-up, 4-count format, they have to count this score. And when you have a miss like that, the key component is making sure you don't turn that 1 miss routine into a 2 miss routine. You got to make sure, even after the fall, every 10th counts. And it's super important. And oh boy, there's another low landing, couple of hops back.
He did save it. He knew that he had one shot to be able to come back, so he decided to put that to his feet.
Yep. So, like I said, they're going to be counting that score, and the score came in for the first 2 competitors. William Champagne from the Naval Academy got a 13.15, and Jackson Clapper had a 12.8. So, little advantage for Navy after the first round, but Daniel's going to probably drop a score pretty low there with those two issues, and then Andre. Let's see, I got to pull up the team roster because his name is cut off here in front of me. Let's see, what's his name? Andre
Garza.
So he is going to be up next here, and if he can take advantage of this opportunity, the Naval Academy just opened the door. Andre, baby, come on, step through the door. Let's do it.
See what he can do. It's a nice great start with a good double front.
Looks like they might be having an earthquake there at the Naval Academy. The camera's all really jiggly. Another nice landing. Look at this guy. He's got stickum on his feet. You know, 3M is based here in St. Paul, Minnesota, where I live. And I think he found himself a whole package of sticky notes, Post-it notes, because his feet was sticking to that ground like a champ.
He's got to come back. No, Greenville knows that they have the opportunity here, especially with that last routine. Their team is definitely going to be a little hype on the end. Absolutely.
Andre's feeling the power, man. He's going, I got this, baby. Come on, I'm going to just knock this out. I'm going to put the exclamation point on this routine. A nice front layout to a punch front full. Light hop. Here comes the ever popular Y scale, your favorite one, Asad.
I just think it looks just a little bit better. It looks more elegant.
Yeah, I hate to say it, but the side scale or the front scale, it looks kind of like a dog on a fire hydrant a little bit. So I like the Y scale. A little bit of a low landing on that double back dismount. Took a couple of steps, so he'll probably have a 3 and a 3 and a 1 maybe on that dismount. 3 for chest being low, 3 for the big step, maybe another 1 for unsteadiness. So, that's going to hurt him a little bit, but not as bad as Daniel's score, which was an 11.7. So he got hit pretty hard. Daniel, the last guy from the Naval Academy. So coming up now, we have Brian Solomon. Solomon's a sophomore from another Massachusetts boy. Holy smokes, they got the whole Bay State League here.
Guess that's where they're doing all their recruiting.
Apparently, it must be the hotbed of gymnastics on the East Coast. All right, let's see how Brian does here. Bounce with a double pike. Oh,
it was a big double pike too.
Huge.
So he did a layout full, tucked full. So those are now in 2 separate boxes, correct?
Yes, but I would say that the tuck full was a little bit of a sketchy position. It looked like he did front layout full to me. So we'll have to see what the judges do with that. There's a beautiful triple Russian. It's called a Fedorchenko on the floor exercise, named after a Kazakhstanian gymnast from the good old days. And
I love the triple Russian on the floor. I think the non-acros look so cool. I mean, I'm a little bit biased when it comes to the air flares. I think those definitely look the coolest. Fred Richards is definitely doing a good job with those. But no, the triple Russian looks great.
I love it. He was really clean on that too. All right, so here's a double 2.5 front layout. A little bit skewed, a little bit out of line. Little hop, a little low in the landing. So the judges will be looking at all of those things and taking deductions. Here we go, double Arabian.
Oh, beautiful double Arabian. Did the judge raise the flag for the green? Did he get the stick? I think he did.
You have to give it the stick, Asad. That was a beautiful. That is a really risky dismount to try to stick.
Blind landing?
Stick that thing. Oh, it's blind landing. You have to kick out of it a little bit to be able to be prepared for that landing. And he just had the pot of glue on his feet. So what Brian did, this is the routine I call the pick-me-up routine. So after Daniel had a little trouble on his routine, scored 11.7, Brian comes back and just knocks it out of the park, gets a stick bonus, and really, really saved the day for the Naval Academy there.
I mean, that's what happens, right? When one guy falls a little bit, the next guy has to set the tone for the rest of the meet, and he did exactly that.
Yep. So here's Braden Erickson, and I got a soft spot in my heart. He's from right here in Minnesota, and he used to train in our gym periodically, and just a really nice kid, and super great tumbler. He's really solid. Great.
So Mike, you saw that first line. It was a side pass of the first line. I didn't know that they were allowed to do that now.
Yeah, he doesn't say you can't do it, but most people do the diagonal passes. They're harder passes. They need more space, but he did a Randy. He didn't need that much run, and I think it's a brilliant way to do it and quite a bit different. He's having a great routine here. He's got the sticky feet going too. Little hop on that skill. Oh, that front scale needs a little work, my friend. You need to get into the ballet bars and look at yourself in the mirror. What are you looking at down there? Looking at your toenails?
So for
getting ready for this.
For that one, did he get any deduction with his and a stick with a full in? That was a great dismount.
That was a great routine. I got to tell you a quick little story. So I was up at Mini Hops Gymnastics a couple of weeks ago, and Braden was back in town for spring break. And he goes, Mike, I need some help on my dismount. I keep landing with my chest down. Apparently, I didn't give him one bit of advice to help it because his chest was down pretty far on that one.
Hey, he heard what you said. He knew that 3M were sponsoring this meet. He knew that sticky feet was the way to go.
And absolutely, he has some really good landing. That's going to score well. And going back to Brian Solomon from the Naval Academy, just finished. He got a 13.15, tied for first right now with William Champagne, the first guy up in the meet. So let's see. We got to wait for Braden's score, but I think Braden's going to get a really good score. I think it's going to be pushing the 13 if it's not in the 13s. That was very well done. Here we go.
They're churning out these routines right now. They're going quick. Benjamin's already up.
I know. This is Benjamin Thurlow Lamb. He's a sophomore from San Francisco, California. And let's see how he does for the Naval Academy midshipman.
He just stuck a good double front as the second pass with his knees together, too. You don't see that too often.
Wow. Yeah, usually there's a cowboy deduction, so good for him. He He's making sure that judges are just going to put their pencils down and going to watch and just enjoy what they're seeing, because they don't need to do a thing with this guy's routine when it comes to taking deductions. Look at how good he is.
Was
Another great landing. Wow. 1.5 front full. Look at that score. Look at that team score. Greenville up by 3/10 over the Naval Academy. Let's see what Benjamin's scale looks like. Oh, I wish those guys would move, because I think my favorite part of the whole meet is going to be those scales that they're showing us in the corners.
I'm going to disagree with you. I think that's my least favorite part of the meet, but as long as one of us is happy, that's all that matters.
And another double back.
That
was a great routine. I think he's going to score well. He's going to bring Navy back into the lead, would be my guess. But Greenville has one last guy to go, Ethan Poole. And if you ask me, they're probably putting their best guy up last, if not their second best guy, because I think Braden Erickson. Yeah, Braden from Greenville went 13.2. He's in the lead right now. Great job for a freshman from right here in the great state of Minnesota.
So it looks like right now Ethan Poole, the one who's up on floor for Greenville, he is currently ranked 18th on Road to Nationals on the event for floor. He is currently, we have another Jackson Clapper, the one who started off for Greenville, ranked 10th. So you have two of the guys that are ranked in the top 20 from Greenville competing today on floor. So this is pretty exciting.
Absolutely exciting.
That was a big double pike.
That was done really well. No wonder he's ranked so high. That's a beautiful mount. And
I'm glad his knees are okay. That looked a little bit shaky.
I thought for sure his ACL was going to be screaming at him. But he is a tough cookie, I think. He's trained well. His legs are strong. He's done a good job of being prepared for those kind of landings.
Now, that was a real front full tuck. He did that. He definitely distinguished between the two.
Without a doubt. Here we go with the wide arm press. Very nicely done. You have to have your head really low to not get a deduction. You have to have like one. If you put your hand flat on the ground, the top of your head should hit the top of your hand. So he might have been a teeny bit high.
That's one thing I'm noticing this year, Mike, is that I haven't really seen too many of the wide arm handstands. A lot of these guys are opting for, now the non-acro is the scale, but a lot of these guys are opting for either the flares, the Russians, or just the press in general. But that was a great double pike dismount from Ethan Poole. But just in general, we don't really see the wide arm anymore. Do you know why that might be?
I think the judges have just hammered it too hard to make it worth the while of doing a skill that's a C value. Do a B value regular press handstand from a split. You have a much better chance of hitting that without a deduction. And I think it's just a matter of simple math. If you do a skill that's worth 3/10, your score should go up 3/10. But if you do a skill that's worth 3/10 and your score goes down 2/10, then maybe you should change that skill. And that's it. It's really just basic math when it comes down to it. And it's execution versus start value. Sometimes bringing your start value down 1/10 or 2 might increase your execution score by 1/10 or 2. So it's a win-win.
No, that does make sense.
We're waiting for Ethan Poole's score. The last guy from Navy did a great job, 13.55 for Benjamin. So he's in the lead. And Ethan, he may have trouble matching that score only because of that front layout to double tuck front where he kicked out and kind of landed stiff-legged and kind of rebounded back. So there's going to be a few tenths of deduction there. But that was a great routine. Both of these last two guys put on a clinic for us here.
Honestly, seeing this as the first event from all of these guys, I think they really both started out pretty strong. And this is going to carry the momentum into the next event for them on Pommel Horse. So honestly, congrats to these guys. I'm excited for the rest of the meet.
Absolutely. So here we go. We're going to the ever-popular Pommel Horse.
Wow, they tied on their first event. Wow. That's crazy. You don't typically see that at all.
No, you don't see that very often. That is outstanding. I'm excited.
Down to the 10th.
Wow, that was cool. All right, so Pommel Horse. I think the way it's going to work, the Greenville guys will start out on Pommel Horse, and they kind of alternate every event. So Naval Academy started on floor. Greenville will start on horse. And basically, they do that so that Navy will be the last team up on the last event, which is high bar. So always good to know what you need to do to beat the other team. So that's how they work it out. They alternate the events. So round one is over, and we are food, table. You want to pull out a nice sharp pencil. Careful on the pommel horse. Probably put more maybe on the floor exercise. But you got pommel horse is your room for error is even way smaller than it is on the floor exercise. You don't have a lot of room for error. And the best pommel horse guys are the ones who know how to manage things to go a little bit off. They take a stand to eat in between if you got to compete, right? But it doesn't always go according to plan, as you and I both know.
No, I mean, I just to make some predictions here. I know that Navy has some great guys on pommel horse. I know that they're typically very clean. We'll see a good amount of flare work in general. But Greenville, over the past this season, I've seen some really incredible routines from Greenville on pommel horse. So I do think that this is a pretty even matchup across the board. So it's really going to come down to those little leg slips, those little hand placements, and realistically, it's going to come down to that dismount. If these guys can keep their legs together when they land, they're good to go.
Absolutely. And I'm just looking at the lineup. We have Iran Alexander, Jonas Soltz, Daniel Jurovich, and Brian Solomon on the pommel horse for the Naval Academy. And interesting, they have the when I go to round 2 on my Virtius thing, I have the floor exercise score still up from in round 2. So I can't tell you the lineup right now for. Okay, yeah, we got a little glitch in here, but anyway, we'll tell you who's up. But look at that score right now. Team score 51.55. The Naval Academy, and good Lord, Greenville is right there, staying neck and neck. And as we mentioned, that one fall that he went out of bounds on, that was significant. It would have had about maybe a 1.5 lead at this point, but here we are tied. And that's pretty stunning.
I will say, so one of the routines to watch on this one is going to be Matthew Roth on pommel horse for Greenville. Currently, he's ranked 11th in the NCAA on this event. So I do think that'll be a fun and exciting routine to see today.
Wow. Where's Matthew Roth from? Let me pull up the roster here real quick and see where this kid's from, because whoever his coach was in the club program done a good job getting him ready for the next stage in his career. Matthew Roth is a freshman from Brookhaven, Pennsylvania. Okay, so
am I jumping the gun when I assume that his dad might be the inventor of the Roth on pommel horse?
Actually, I believe you're absolutely correct, Asad.
I think so. I think his dad was also a former USA national team member.
He certainly was, and one of the best. I tell you, one of the most fun gymnasts to watch. He was just dynamic and powerful, and he was the mascot for the Philadelphia 76ers for about, 15 years, I think. He was dunking basketballs in some kind of crazy outfit, and and he just knew how to get the crowd going. He was a real entertainer and super nice guy. Owns his own club now, and actually one of the gymnasts up here in Minnesota is from that gym, Noah Wills. So it's pretty awesome that the pay it forward type of mentality in gymnastics is alive and well. Where a guy like Bill Roth, who did great things as a Temple gymnast, and now he owns his own club, and he's kind of getting the next generation ready to go.
It's so cool to see these generational gymnasts kind of come through. I mean, especially when you have a dad like that competed for Temple, USA national team member, has a skill named after him, and now his son is competing in the NCAA. So I personally just love to see it. I can't wait till I put my little one in the sport.
Here we go. We got Ricky Mays, who's going to be starting us off for the Greenville team, and he's a sophomore from Houston, Texas. So let's see what Ricky Mays has in store for us.
Now, Ricky Mays, from what I've seen so far, he's actually quite a powerful gymnast on several events, on high bar and rings as well. So I think that his ability to go across a few different events and score as high as he is really cool. So I mean, he's crushing his pommel horse routine right now. A lot of great one pommel work, keeping those legs together, keeping that form great. A nice Roth right there.
Speaking of the Roth, right? Oh my goodness, this is well done, Ricky. Wow, good job. A little struggle on the disc down, had to press it up a little bit, so I got a couple of points after that. But that was a nice set.
But like we were talking about earlier, that dismount is really going to be where these teams are really. That's where the points are going to come through. If they can crush those dismounts, they are good to go. So with that last dismount, I know we're going to see a little bit of a little bit of a deduction there. But Ricky Mays did finish up that routine well. And up next for Navy, we do have what's it called? Alexander.
Yeah,
I'm
so
trying to
on
get the-
Alexander. And these judges are moving at a really fast clip. The way they're doing the judging, where they have 2 judges doing the D score and 2 judges doing the E score. I'm sorry, 1 judge doing the D score and 2 judges doing the E score. So the E scores are done, and then all of a sudden the next D score judge can go. So here's Saran starts with a full twist and traveling scissor for a C, a check here for a B, and he's swinging with a nice straight body. Nice flop work, a little leg split right there. It's going to cost him. Tong Fei coming across, and now he's doing his longitudinal travels. And this is a breeding ground for deductions of those longitudinal travels.
No.
And that dismount went up quite a bit nicer, and he's able to get the full pirouette in there for upgrade to an E value dismount. So that's going to pay off for the midshipman.
I mean, with this new code, Mike, like the dismount really is the deciding factor of these guys' routine. And with an E dismount, he's getting 0.5 plus another 0.5, and without the stick bonus on pommel horse, you do get that additional 2/10 on all the other events. So realistically, an E dismount on any other event does give you a 1.2 advantage. I mean, when you're going up to an F, you're up to a 1.4, 1.6 advantage. So these dismounts are going to be crucial for one of these teams to take the lead.
Absolutely. Yeah, the dismount is worked into the element group value, and that's an interesting change to the way the FIG put their scoring system together. So that's going to be interesting. That was a nice routine out of Saran, and like you said, good dismount went up without a lot of effort, and that's what you want to do. You want to make it look like it's easy. And those of us who have done that dismount before know it's not that easy.
No, sir. It is not. Yeah, up next we do have Greenville. Now, for those of you guys tuned in, you're going to see a lot of these pommel horse guys stand next to the pommel horse before they start their routine. They're going to close their eyes. They're going to envision their whole routine. They might make some hand movements here and there, just like the competitor right now up on pommel horse had done right before. Some beautiful pommel horse some one-handle work in general. But keep an eye out for these guys envisioning their routine right before they go. It's a tradition that pretty much every gymnast does on every event, and I do think it's pretty unique when it comes to gymnastics.
Oh boy, we're running into some troubles here on the triple Russian dismount. Oh, that's gonna hurt the score.
You got that figure 8 underneath the pommel.
Yeah, we had a couple of those in a competition we had a couple of weeks ago. I had to do the crawling underneath the horse, or not sticking the pommel horse dismount. That was a really, really good routine up until the dismount. He got his hands a little bit ahead of his shoulders, and he threw off his balance quite a bit. And he kind of crawled over the pommels on the very last thing, and that's going to cost him 3/10 for the height. It has to be 30 degrees to get no deduction, but he was about 30 degrees below horizontal on his, and had some form breaks throughout that triple Russian. So that could be, boy oh boy, that could be a hornet's nest of deductions right there. Ricky Mays score of a 12.9, so that's a pretty good start. 13-0 on pommel horse or above, that's a really good score. So he was really close. I think the dismount, as we talked about earlier, was a deciding factor there.
No, I do agree. I'm actually curious as to your opinion on the way that dismount was done. So because he had curved up that last part, how much of a deduction was that?
Boy, I could take 5 pretty easily on that, and probably a few other tenths in there for the leg separation and knee bend. So it was, like I said, a hornet's nest of deductions. And in a deduction situation like that, the judges almost can't keep up. So many deductions. So maybe like comparatively to other routines, if you do a good dismount, maybe he didn't get it hit as hard as he actually should have. But yeah, it was a pretty. I'm gonna say it was pretty ugly. Sorry, Henry. It was a pretty ugly dismount. Judging
that.
The judging, they do the judging. I don't, but it didn't look good. So you need to spend a little time on getting your hands properly situated in the boxes on the end of the horse when you do your Russian. If you start moving your hands around out of sync with the circle, you're going to run into troubles, and that's what happened right there. I think what happened is you got his shoulders in the lead and his hands were playing catch up. And when you're in that situation, you're just doing everything you can to stay on.
And with that Russian dismount, you do have to show a flare of the feet that's above 45 degrees, right? So that is an additional deduction that was taken.
Yeah, it only has to go to 30 degrees now.
Oh, okay. So that's another change that they had made.
Yeah. So that's a little bit easier to get there, but still, even 30 degrees is hard. All right, is this
That's Matthew Roth,
I believe, right? Here we go.
Yes,
so
sir.
This is the guy who's ranked. Where did you say he was ranked? 10th, 11th?
I believe he's ranked 11th right now in the NCAA on pommel horse. Yes.
I'm just gonna sit back and shut up and watch this routine because I'm excited to see it.
His dad is up in the back just shouting for him, excited.
He's probably saying, "Mike, shut up so I can watch."
I mean, look at that extension, though. He really does take after. That's a great extension on each of these one handle and regular swings in general.
Yep. Yeah, he's just got a smooth look about him, and I think we got some technical difficulties maybe going on here. That's unfortunate, right in the middle of Matthew Ross. I'm sure Bill Roth is calling ABC right now, going, "What's and he's done." So
he did score a 12-9. Not a bad score at all for a pommel horse routine.
No, that's not his score. They're having a little trouble with the way it was input, so that 12-9 was up before Matthew even went. So don't pay attention to that. They're in the process in the studio truck working on that. So I don't believe that score has come up yet. Well, it says a 12-9, but I'm pretty sure it's not. I'm going to reach out to that says they're fixing it now. We're just going to have to sit and watch. We'll get the scores. The scores will be fixed soon enough because they're coming directly from the judging, and I think there was they might have put the athletes in the wrong order in the initial setup of the meet, so they're in the process of fixing that right now. What it looks like we have coming up next is this Daniel Jurovich. Is that how you say his name? Do you know, Asad? Jurovich or Gurovich?
I think Jurovich does sound correct.
That sounds right, yep. We got the cheerleader in the background there just pumping his fist going, hey, we're going to be good here, baby.
He's got some height to him, so we know he's going to have that long swing.
Yes, he does.
I'm loving this one-handle work. These guys are really doing a great job.
They really are. And, the key to good pommel work on the pommel and doing the flops like that is being patient and finding your checkpoints every time you're doing your turns. You got to be careful you don't turn too fast, or you get yourself in a situation where you don't have control over your body and your support is not doing what it's supposed to be doing, which is supporting yourself, right? That was a great routine. That dismount went up really, really nicely, and he's excited. I tell you what,
he's so excited.
He might blow a gasket right now. He's so excited. Don't give yourself an aneurysm, buddy.
No, I love that feeling when you finish the routine and you get the rest of the team hype. I know that's one of the best feelings in the world. So he's probably living a huge high right now.
Absolutely, and that's what you want to do as a member of a team. And he may only be on pommel horse. I don't know if he's on other events, but he's got one job to do, and his job is to do his job on that pommel horse routine. And he just knocked it out of the park. I would give that guy a pay raise.
Scholarship incoming.
No, that was a really nice set, and those are the kind of routines that pump up the entire team bench, and you need one of those every so often to just like infuse the entire team with this amazing enthusiasm that just carries over into your performances. It looks like we got Andre Esquivel. What's his name again?
Garza. He also was a competitor on floor, so it's exciting to see him on a second event as well.
Absolutely.
Nice big scissors.
Yes.
The extension these Greenville guys have on pommel horses is actually really impressive.
It's really impressive. These guys, look at that. They've really taken his time on those turns, on the flops. And because of that, he's able to maintain great extension throughout. Nice longitudinal travel. Very nice. Look at that. All right, dismount going up. Oh, look at that. It flew up there. You'd think he was like a Navy pilot the way he flew up there off the pommel horse. That was great. Zach Peters, he's pretty excited. He's giving the high fives down low, and it's just this is the excitement that college gymnastics is all about, right? And these guys work their tails off every day in the gym, every week, from the time they were little kids, right? This is a culmination of a lifetime of effort. And these guys, here we are, one moment, one time, Navy against Greenville. Who's going to win? And it's all about who's going to do the best performances out here. And these guys are it's infectious. When you start hitting routines, everybody jumps on that bandwagon. And
everybody does. I mean, when you see that first guy hit, that one sets the tone, the next one sets the tone. You just keep it going.
Absolutely. And these judges are doing a great job. I'm really excited about how quick this meet's moving.
Yeah, they're going really quick right now. But I mean, I guess we're just not seeing too much deduction if they're going to go that fast.
Ah, maybe. Well, they're not doing a lot of deductions. These guys, they're doing a great job. We got Brian Solomon adding cleanup here. Fourth guy up, nice longitudinal travels. You can see he's got a little pike. Every time his left hand goes down, he gets a little pike in his hip. So he's losing a little bit of pressure on his support hand as his other hand goes in. And up to the dismount, a little knee bend. But hey, that was a good routine. I'm wondering if he's like the normal pommel horse guy. Maybe
his build looked like he's more of a rings guy in general.
Yes, I was going to say the same thing. And, maybe, let me just see. Is Brian Solomon? No, he's only a sophomore. I was thinking maybe he's a senior and they want to put him in. But he's a sophomore he's the kid, another kid from Linfield, Massachusetts. Go Bay State, baby. I think the Virtius guys in the production booth are still working on the scoring system. It seemed that like the Henry Silva score has not come up yet. And you can see that Navy's team score is still a 51.55, while Greenville's is a 77. I'm pretty sure there's not a 26-point difference in team scores right now. I think there's just a few glitches going on in the system. So once we get that solved, we'll be in good shape. But we will be moving on to the rings next. And the rings is the event that everybody likes to watch. Those people who are non-gymnastics people and they find out you're in gymnastics, like, can you do the T or the cross on the ring? It's like, oh yeah, I can do the cross on the rings. And
my favorite was one time someone asked me if I could do the Jesus Christ on the rings, and I about lost it. I thought it was the funniest thing anyone had ever. That, or do you jump into the sea of foam, like the foam pits that we have? Oh no, the sea of sponges. That's what the kid called it.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. So we got we got some. Let's see, round two. Okay, round two is up. Round three, it looks like. We still got the pommel horse scores. In round three. Round three should be rings. All right. Again, they're probably scrambling right now. Isaac and the boys are probably doing a little scrambling. Here we go. That looks much better. And so we'll be starting with, let's see, who started? Pommel horse, Greenville did. So the Naval Academy will be first up with Aaron Stein will be leading off for the midshipmen. And it looks like maybe Brian Solomon is doing the all-around because here he is in his third event. I haven't looked at the full lineup. Let's see if he's on every event. He's on vault. He's
I think he is. I think he's going for an all-around spot right now because I'm looking at the road to nationals at the moment, and currently he is ranked. So we're likely going to see him. Yeah, he's currently fifth in the.
Okay. Yep. There we go. In the road to nationals all-around. Yeah, and it looks like he's probably going to be doing an all-around score only routine on parallel bars and high bar would be my guess, because he's not in the 4-count lineup. But you're allowed to put in an all-around guy as the fifth man to get a score just for his all-around as opposed to counting for the team. And that's a great opportunity for a kid to be able to do all 6 events. But maybe he's not that strong in a couple of events, but he can still be a decent all-arounder. And to be able to have that opportunity is one of the nice caveats of the rules that the NCAA has put in place.
I will say, Mike, I think that two of the routines to watch for this next rings lineup is going to be Isaiah Drake, the former national team member from Navy, and then Ricky Mays also for Greenville. Those two guys I know are going to be putting out huge routines on rings today, so I'm a little bit excited to see those guys come up today.
It'll be a battle because they're the last 2 guys in the lineup. This will be great. So Isaiah will go, and then Ricky Mays will get a chance to see if he can take down the boy from the Naval Academy. This will be fun. This will be fun. You know, when you have a head-to-head competition like this, the cool thing about it is Aaron Stein's going to go. He's going to get a score. Michael Avery for Greenville is going to go, and he knows what he has to do. He has to beat his guy. So if Aaron goes like a 12.6, for instance, Michael goes, all right, if I go 12.7 or better, I've done my job. And
I've done my job.
Of a head-to-head competition, you know exactly what you need to do. Your job is very simple: beat your guy. And if you
What
can
do you
that,
think that like a routine, not a routine, a competition style like this? Do you think it's a little bit more stressful for the guys? Do you think it's a little bit less? How are you feeling?
I don't know about the stress factor, but I think I'm going to look at it from a spectator standpoint. Gymnastics in the past has always been, well, Navy's going to start on floor, and you know, Greenville's going to start on pommel horse, and you have these two kind of disconnected competitions going on. By doing it head to head, which is how it was when I was competing back in the 70s, you always knew who you had to beat. Because if I was third up on pommel horse, I had to beat the third guy up from Indiana State or whatever, right? And to be able to come back to this style of competition, I think creates a drama of what competition is all about. You know, there's not a lot of game day strategy. Like a football coach, basketball coach, they have to study the other team, figure out what their defense needs to look like to be, you know, cover their offense. There's not much game day strategy here, Asad. The biggest strategy is hit your routine, right? And
is hit your routine. That's all that matters.
That's all on you, you know. And what your guy across the aisle does really doesn't matter. But at the end of the day, you want to be sure you beat your guy.
No, absolutely. I mean, it's been a minute since you were up on the competition floor, but I know that you miss it. What was your favorite thing that you missed the most about being on this competition floor?
I liked standing there waiting for the judge to salute me, and I would have my arm up and I would have my elbow cocked just a little bit. And when he would give me the nod, I would lock out my elbow.
Just a little bit more?
I would lock out my elbow, and then in my head I would say, "Put your pencil down, because this is going to be the best routine you've ever seen tonight." That's how I approach it.
That's the mentality that these guys need.
And it took me a while to figure that out, you know, and I had to get physically capable to do the stuff. But then when I was physically capable, I had to get mentally capable. And it really is about, you know, talking to yourself instead of listening to yourself. Sometimes you listen to yourself, and sometimes your self-doubt will start to come in, right? And you got to figure out a way. No, I'm not going to listen to that guy. I'm going to tell that guy that he needs to go away. And this is the guy who's about to knock out the best set of the night. And if you can take that approach, all you younger kids who struggle with, you know, competition anxiety or whatnot, it's really about being confident enough, a little bit cocky maybe, you know, but knowing that you've done the work in the gym so you can do this. It's like when you prepare for a final exam in chemistry. And yeah, I didn't go to class. I didn't really study that hard. Oh my God. I walk in and I open up the test. I'm going, yeah, I didn't prepare very well. And that's going to be tough, right? So if you don't prepare well going into these competitions, you're going to be a little bit behind the eight ball. So here you go. You work your tail off, and your coaches are going to make sure you do that. And both of these coaches are doing a phenomenal job with their teams. And, you know, just look at the score. 1/10 of a point differential. This is unbelievable.
I mean, they're going head-to-head right now, all the way. Wow. Greenville, I knew Greenville was coming in with a little bit of a spark, but they want to make a statement, and they're obviously doing it.
They certainly are. Good for Zach Peters and his boys from Greenville, because, you know, they're kind of this upstart program, Division III, and he is just knocking it out of the park. He's doing a great job with his coaching in the gym, obviously, but he's also doing a great job with recruiting, which is really the lifeblood of any program.
I mean, to get any program up and running, I mean, this is now what I believe their third year in the NCAA as a D3 program. I mean, they are. I mean, being able to recruit all of these guys and contend with legacy gymnastics teams like the Naval Academy, honestly, is a testament to his coaching style, his recruiting style in general, and doing it single-handedly. I mean, Zach Peters does deserve a little bit extra credit than we're giving him.
Absolutely. No, he's done an amazing job down there. And, you know, you look at a guy like Kip Simons, who's been around. This is his 10th season at the Naval Academy, and he spent 10 seasons at the Air Force Academy. So I don't know if when he finishes his 10th year here, he's going to try to go to the Army. I don't know.
Go to the Army after that.
He seems to have the formula down for taking a service academy, which is, you know, a challenging place to recruit to, because you have to find a certain mentality of a kid that wants to, you know, serve his country. Not everybody is up for that, you know. So I give these guys at the Naval Academy and Air Force and Army, all three of them, so much credit for what they do what they have to, deal with during their 4 years of school, but also what they're going to have to deal with as they move into various parts of the military. And
No, absolutely. And I would say with the academies in general, I mean, these guys aren't just training like typical, like, NCAA athletes. I mean, they're doing all the academy training as well, which includes getting up early at 4 o'clock in the morning, doing their runs, and then going to classes, and then also going to practice. So realistically, these guys are training significantly harder than most of the other teams.
I'd say so. Here we got Aaron Stein first up for the Naval Academy. And let's see how he starts out. Back upright, straight body planche. Very nice. A little bit of feet drop, but he pulled him back up, and he lowers down to a cross, which now the FIG has increased the value of the cross from a B to a C value skill. Inlocate to a tucked Yamawaki, back upright L seat. You got to hold that L seat for 2 seconds. Very nicely done. Straight arm, bent body press. That was done really nice. His rings were turned out. He never touched the straps. Back upright handstand with a nice locked arm. And solid in the handstand. That's really important on this event. The rings move, as we all know, even though they call it the still rings, but they move.
And he got that stick. There we go. Green flag is raised.
Up there. Nice job. That's a big dismount. That's a D value dismount, so he'll get 4/10 for the skill and 4/10 for the element group. And then he'll get the stick, which is 1/10. So that's a great way to finish a routine.
I mean, you could tell that he's working those handstands day in and day out because they were not moving at all. His rings were turned out. They were locked in. Each of those giants, there were no swing. So that was impressive in itself.
I mean, I had a junior coach ask me once, "Hey, Mike, as a college coach, what's the biggest struggle you have with kids coming out of high school?"
Handstands.
And handstands on rings, right? And he went and instituted a handstand on rings program, and all of his kids got really good at handstands. And it's amazing because it's a 2 or 3 year process sometimes with these kids when they get to college to get a good handstand. Some kids just never get it. They can't quite figure out how to turn the rings out. And it's hard.
Unfortunately, it was one of those. I think JT had a hard time with me on that.
Yeah. All right, so Aaron did a nice job for Navy. Now Ricky Mays is up, and he's going to have to see if he can match the score that Aaron just is going to put up. We'll wait to see what Aaron's score comes out. Back upright, straight body. That's really nice. That was the same mount that Aaron did. I think he did a little bit better, though. He came back to an L. Now he does another straight body planche. So the one from a back upright is a D value skill. The one from an L is a C value skill.
So did they upgrade every single one of the strengths on rings, or was it just the crosses this year?
No, just the cross. Some of the inverted cross stuff was increased
upgraded as well.
Yeah, so that was a nice straight body, straight arm back upright handstand, back giant, picked up a little bit of swing, and here we go.
Another green flag
right here. Whoa! Okay, Ricky Mays. He's like, okay, Aaron Stein, you're going to stick that D dismount? I'm going to straighten my body out a little bit more than you did, and I'm going to stick it too. Watch this. That was outstanding.
No. As soon as he finished up, I see Zach Peters, the head coach, in the corner, but he locked in immediately. Face went straight. Went to start writing on his clipboard. You know that he's excited for his team.
Absolutely. Okay, so Aaron's score 13.25. That's a really nice start for the Naval Academy. I think Ricky is maybe going to be able to beat that a little bit, maybe by a half a tenth. That was really good routine. All right, we got Saran Alexander now. So you see how
all these guys are starting up back up rise straddled, back up rise straight.
Yep. Lower down to a cross. Nice job. He's pretty level right there. A little bit of a false grip maybe in the wrist, but otherwise nice solid hold. And a Yamawaki to a back up rise. Now you can see how these routines are constructed. They basically do the strength at the beginning, then they do some swing in the middle, then they hopefully stick the dismount. So kind of get 3 parts to every routine.
Nice pike Yamawaki.
Now that's a new upgrade. Okay, so by doing a pike Yamawaki, which was devalued to a C, but it follows it with a back upright handstand, it actually increases the value of the pike Yamawaki to a D.
Oh! Whoa! Wow! That was a great dismount. Double front. Oh my God! That's 3 sticks in a row.
Wow! That's a hard thing to do. So we used to have a challenge on our team here at Minnesota. If any event stuck all their dismounts, I would buy the entire team a steak dinner.
That's amazing. I think realistically, if these guys go all the way sticks across, we should be buying all these guys a steak dinner after this.
Without a doubt. That was awesome. Okay, 3 for 3 on the sticks. Now, if they all stick and they get to the very last guy, the pressure's going to be on to stick that dismount.
we got Sergey
Popov now.
I'm excited to see what Saran Alexander's score was, because that was a great routine. Wow, that's a beautiful Maltese right there.
Good. Feet dropped a little bit. So he's going to get hit for that. He's going to be level. Nice kip to L. Rolled out to a piked Yamawaki, to a back upright handstand. A little struggle there.
So he's also going to get that extra credit by doing
trying to get that extra bonus. Yep. Nice back giant to handstand. Solid handstand. Dislocate through. Full twist and double L. Oh, the streak has broken.
I was rooting for it.
I was too, man. I would have loved to see that. I would have gone ballistic if all 8 guys stuck their dismounts on rings.
I mean, we still have a few more left. If that's the only one that didn't stick, I think it still could be an exciting meet.
You know, if it turns out as good as we think it could, I'll just buy a bunch of Outback Steakhouse gift cards.
We'll just ship the frozen steaks to the academy.
Omaha Steaks, baby.
No, that was a good routine. I'm surprised that was the first Maltese that we actually saw out of the first 5 guys that have gone up. So I mean, the other guys have been doing the straight planches in general. So,
so those people that are watching out there, I don't know if you realize this, but if you go to the Virtius YouTube channel and you watch it there's a live chat feature, so you can actually talk to us if you wanted to. So don't be bashful. We like interacting with our fan base. All right, who do we have here now? We got Brian Solomon again. The guy's everywhere. All right, back upright cross. That's a C value, swing the strength. He came in a little bit high and held a little bit high, so the judges are going to hit him hard on that. Tucked Yamawaki, piked Yamawaki. Those Yamawakis are like double flipping skills between the rings, so you do 2 of those in a row, you could get a little dizzy. And another cross just from a lower down from a support. That's a static strength, which is one of the requirements. And here we go, in locate, back up rise to handstand. Now you can see his rings are turned in a little bit, unlike, who was it, Aaron Stein earlier, had really, really good turnout on his rings, handstands. Oh, a tuck double twisting, double back dismount. That's an E value skill. He did take a little hop on it, but that's going to be worth 5/10 in the element group and 5/10 for the difficulty. So Sergey,
I love that dismount.
Oh, that's great dismount. There's a lot. It's like a frog in a blender, man. A lot going on before you let go. By the time you let go of the rings to the time you land, a lot going on. So Sergey's routine.
I've never heard that analogy.
Sergey's posted a 12.65, which was only a half a tenth below Saran Alexander. So, they're pretty close here. Looks like Navy has a 2/10 lead on rings at this point. And we'll see if we can keep that. And if you're looking at the team score, what do we got? 7. No, we got the 3/10 differential. So
barely.
Navy's slowly pulling away, but hey, there's a lot of gymnastics left to do.
I think both of these Greenville guys are going to show out right now. I really do see it. So Elijah Cruz up next. I have a feeling that he's going to come back strong.
Well, let's see.
Going into that false script.
Yeah, we're going to see something here. Probably a Zarian cross, maybe. Kip to Maltese, maybe. No, back up rise Maltese. There we go. Look at that. The black pants the black pants make it really hard to see his leg position with the black background there. But that looked like it was pretty straight on those positions.
I think Greenville might be onto something with those uniforms.
Oh yeah, nice. Look at that cross. Oh, and he pulls out of it. That's like defying the laws of gravity. Isaac Newton is rolling in his grave.
You don't see that too often anymore. Realistically, like cross pullouts are pretty rare these days.
Right. Yeah, it's hard enough to hold the cross, but then again, pulling out of it. So this guy's got some strength to spare. Okay.
That was a nice half play.
It was, and he took a little hop there. So again, the stick bonuses aren't quite coming out that were at the beginning. But Brian Solomon from Navy got a 12.6. Okay, so Elijah Cruz, I'm gonna put my money on Elijah beating Brian.
I think so.
And that could even things up here on the still rings. All right, so Missy Davenport just posted on the live chat. Missy Davenport, Brian Solomon, fun to watch. He decided to make his own statement. He's definitely got athleticism in his blood, with his mom being Nancy Kerrigan. What?
Wait, what?
Oh,
No way.
Okay. All right, that's a piece of news I didn't know. Holy smokes, Nancy Kerrigan's his mom? Good for you,
Yep.
Brian Solomon.
Yeah, she is.
Wow. Well, Missy, thanks for sharing that with us. That's great to know. I didn't know that.
Oh, was pretty cool.
I know. This is really cool. So next up for the midshipman is Isaiah Drake, as you mentioned earlier. Wait, he just jumped off the screen. What's going on? Here he is. All right.
Yeah, he's up. So former U.S. national team member, correct?
Yes, he is. Yep. Oh, there's that back upright Maltese. That's pretty hard skill. Well done. And Azarian rolled across. That was nice.
I love seeing a good Azarian.
Yeah, and his arms are like perfectly level. His wrists seem to be pretty straight. Very little deduction on that Azarian cross.
I mean, this is his senior night. He's one of the stars of the show for Navy. So this is definitely a routine for him.
Look at that handstand. We talked about the rings getting turned out. Very solid. It's so much easier to hold a handstand with the rings turned out. It's hard to get them out.
And the green flag went up.
Yes, it did. Another stick. That was a double-double dismount. Now you can see he landed with his feet apart. Yeah, decent amount. That would probably be a 1/10 deduction, a little bit wider than shoulder width. But his shoulders and chest were down pretty low. So that's going to be a couple of different deductions potentially there. Obviously, chest down low could be a 3/10 deduction, and because of that, you're actually having a lack of preparation, which is a judge's favorite deduction on dismounts. Oh, you didn't prepare while you let, so you get kind of a double deduction. So I don't think it's going to hurt him too much. I mean, it would have been better if he stood more upright, but that routine was absolutely gorgeous. I mean, he had very little off until that dismount, and he got the stick bonus.
No, it was good. And then you were right. Elijah Cruz did pull ahead of Brian Solomon head to head. Elijah got a 13.3, which takes Greenville. They take the lead right now. They're up by 3/10 at the moment.
Oh my gosh. Okay, well, things are getting interesting here in the historic Halsey Fieldhouse. All right, we got Ethan Poole up. And cleanup here for the Greenville. Back up by Maltese. A little bit of movement in that position, so that's going to be a slight deduction. Skip to L, nice, right to the LC position. That was awesome. And he's going to probably lower down to a cross. Sure enough, there is his cross. Shoulders just a teeny bit high above the rings. Might be a 1/10 deduction for holding a little bit high. Dislocate, shoot to handstand. Wow, that was nice. Very solid. Good ring position. On the handstand, pike Yamawaki to the back uprise. It increases the value of the pike Yamawaki back to a D move. Double layout, little leg separation, a little pike down, which caused him to take a small hop back. This was an awesome event. Wow.
This was a fun event to watch. I loved Ethan's his flare out on that double layout. You don't see that too often, but he made that look great.
Yes, it looked like one of those Acapulco cliff divers as he does the back dive into the 30 feet of water, right?
It does look like Navy has one of their guys doing a exhibition routine. I'm not too sure if we'll see it on the stream, but he was up getting ready. Okay,
look at that score out of Isaiah Drake. Apparently that low landing in the chest didn't impact the score too much. He just blasted away into the lead, the 14.0. You don't see many 14s anymore. That's a big score, Isaiah. Good for you.
Let's see where he ranks right now on rings. Isaiah currently 21 in the Road to Nationals at the moment. His average, actually his high of the year so far, was a 13.7. So that was his season high so far.
Wow. Well, I don't know who this is up because he's not on our lineup sheets. But let's this could be a senior night exhibition routine. I
believe this is RJ Spears.
RJ Spears, okay.
Yeah, senior right now from Mason, Ohio.
Gotcha. Okay, and that was a really nice kip to Maltese and kip to crowd. This guy is strong. So he's also a senior, so this is probably a senior night routine. And shoot the handstand. Yeah, a little struggle there, but nice fight. Nice fight. All right, RJ, that's it. Turn those rings out. Here we go, lowering down to a cross. Look at this guy. This guy
handstand low down to cross is not easy.
It's not easy. It's not easy at all.
While we're watching this routine, it does look like Isaiah's routine pulled them ahead by about 8.5 tenths, which is pretty big.
Wow.
They just took a massive lead.
They sure did. Ethan Poole got a 12.9 for his routine. Oh,
nice.
look at that! Oh, he had the stick and then he gave it away. RJ, well done, gentlemen. Oh, that was good. That was good. Good to see him. You know, senior night exhibition routine. You get a hit set, a near stick. That was great. That's one of those memory makers, right? You're gonna remember that one the rest of your life.
No, for sure he is. I think I've competed in this venue before, and I don't remember that rock climbing wall in the back. I'm not too sure if you saw that, Mike, but there was a full rock climbing wall up in the back of that arena.
Oh, I see it. Yeah, I can see it back there. Yes, we had the USAG Collegiate Championships there a couple of years ago, and GymAC did their all-star meet in conjunction with it. I don't remember, you know, I might have been focused elsewhere, but that's a nice-looking rock wall climbing.
But with that last event, I mean, Navy did pull ahead with a 155.95. Greenville trailing just a little bit behind with the 155.1. I mean, we're going into vault, one of the highest scoring events of this meet so far. So oh wait, looks like there was an adjustment with the score. So actually, Greenville got it's a 154.9. So it looks like Navy now has about a point lead, a little bit over a point.
1.05, yeah. They must have had a judge must have missed something and they kind of caught it and they made an adjustment maybe.
It was on Elijah Cruz. Instead of it being a 3.6, it was a 3.3.
Ah, okay. 3-point differential. I wonder if he was usually a 3/10 could be a neutral deduction, but the only neutral deductions on rings really are not having to swing the handstand, which he did. So maybe it was a change in an element group value. Based on what they did. But the NCAA has made element groups 2 and 3. If you have a C move or better, you get 5/10. So I don't know what that difference was. Interesting.
I think Isaiah's routine, the reason why he got such a high score is because of that dismount. He did a double dismount. E value, got the stakes. That's 0.5 plus an additional 0.2. So that's a 1.2 level skill. So I mean that definitely took him all the way to the top.
Yeah, indeed. I think the stick bonus for NCAA is only 1/10 per stick for C or higher. So I think you only get 1/10 for the stick bonus. I'd have to look up my NCAA modifications, but I'm pretty sure they went with the same stick value for that the FIG does.
So is it a stick bonus on every event now? It's only 1/10? I could have sworn it was 2.
Boy, I have to take a look. Somebody on
that would be an interesting change.
Yeah. So the GymAC has 2/10 for C or higher bonuses. I'm pretty sure NCAA has just 1.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, these little nuance changes, I mean, they make a huge difference, especially with these tight scores.
Yeah, without a doubt. And as you said, we're moving on to vault, which is a high-scoring event. Now, it's high-scoring for both teams, but honestly, we'll see who has the higher difficulty valued vaults. I know that Braden Erickson has a cause 1.5, a 2.5 twisting souk. So hopefully he can put that on his feet and they get a good score. I know Jackson Clapper has good air sense and good solid vaulting. So I think this is going to be fun event, And I don't know much about the Naval Academy guys, but I'm looking forward to seeing. I know Isaiah Drake. I think he does a 2.5 as well.
I think he does 2.5 as well.
Big time statistics here.
After watching a couple of the Greenville meets in general, I mean, there was one meet a few weeks ago. They put up an entire previous 5-2 lineup, so now 4-8 lineup, but doing all 2.5s. It was very impressive.
Wow. Yeah, that's tough to do on a team, especially with 4 up, 4 count, maybe a little easier, but that's impressive. All right, so who do we got first? It looks like we got Michael Avery. Are they doing the warm-ups, or are they done with the 2-minute touch and just going right to
No, I think they're done with their 2-minute touch. They're going in.
Okay. Got it. Well, here we go with Michael Avery. Yushenko double full stick.
And he got the stick. That's a
You
great
gotta be
start from
kidding
Michael
me.
Avery. You can tell he's excited.
That was awesome. This is a really hard event to stick on. There's just a lot going on in a short amount of time. And boom, he just nailed it like a lawn dart. That was great. Or as my good friend John Roethlisberger once said, like a toothpick in a club sandwich.
No, Roethlisberger competed for you at Minnesota during the years of, it was like 1996 to 2000?
No, he was on the team from 1990 to 93, I believe.
90 to 93. But then he did that, he did the 96 Olympics and then 2000, right?
Did the 92, 96, and 2000. He made 3
And
Olympic
2000. I
teams.
forgot that he got the 92 as well. That's crazy.
Yeah, that was when he was still in college then. That was near the end of his college career. But he kept training with his dad, Fred Roethlisberger, in the Cook Hall gym up on the 3rd floor of Cook Hall. Okay. Oh, there's a big Yurchenko 2.5 out of Riley Rose. Now, it was big and high and long. But he took that hop, and one of his feet went out of bounds. He went over that sideline. And if you go out of bounds with 1 foot, that's a 1/10 deduction. If you go out with both feet, it's a 3/10 deduction. So he had probably a 3/10 hop, and then maybe another little 1/10 step, and then 1/10 for going out of bounds. So those 5/10 will impact his score. Avery came up with a 13.95, which is a really good score on a 14.4 vault.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and Michael, when he landed, had his chest down, so you saw that he was fighting the stick, and he got the stick, but he had some deductions for balance issues and kind of regaining his balance. So he had the stick bonus, but he probably gave away 3 in 1-on-1, maybe for the chest over, bent over so much, and then the arm swing.
Wait, Mike, I'm actually kind of curious as to your thoughts on them downgrading all these vaults once again. What do you think there? I mean, they dropped it by another 4/10 during this quad.
Yeah. Well, let's watch this vault, and then I'll give you my thoughts on that.
Oh.
Nice job,
Nice
Braden. Yep. Yeah, good rotation, really good distance. He had a little bit of form break on the pre-flight. You can see his legs separated. There's usually going to be about a 3/10 deduction. Had a little bit of form in the air, and then had a decent-sized 3/10 step on the landing. So that's a 4.8 start vault, as we said. And that'll probably be about maybe a 4.1, 14.1 possibly in that range. So get back to your question about the decrease in the start values. I think basically what they were trying to do is bring the vaulting scores more in line with the other events, because the vaulting scores were significantly higher than the scores like on pommel horse or rings and high
They
bar.
could change an entire team's outcome, which I've seen in practice.
Yep, and I think it's you want to try to make it so that one event doesn't decide the meet. It should be
True.
Same on all 6 events, and I think that's their way of doing it. So let's see. Riley Rose, who had the Yurchenko 2.5, won 13.45. He's the one that had the out of bounds step, and Braden Erickson just won 13.8. So they hit him a little harder than I would have. I think I just have a soft spot in my heart for him because he's a Minnesota guy. There's a handspring layout front with a 1.5 twist for Rudy. I believe that's a 4.4 start as well.
Yes, sir, from Daniel Gurovich.
Yep. So we will see what that was a pretty good vault. He had a decent
I thought that was pretty clean in the air.
It's pretty clean. He had a pike down and a little step. So I think a 4.4 start. He could be about a 13.8, about the same score as Braden, maybe.
We're seeing a lot of these handspring twisting vaults, not necessarily handspring double fronts anymore. Because I knew a couple years ago you were seeing a ton of guys doing the handspring double front. We didn't really see too many Dragolescu's in the NCAA, but I've noticed just throughout this entire season, we're seeing a bunch of hand Randys, a bunch of hand Rudies. So I don't know. I think that's a kind of fun change on vault.
It is, yeah, and I think it's you kind of get used to seeing the same thing over and over again, which doesn't bother me because then you're looking at each guy's ability to perfect the technique, right? And but when you see 5 guys doing a cause 1.5, you go, okay, and it's impressive. Don't get me wrong, but it's nice to have a little variety.
A little variety makes a big difference. I agree.
Yep.
Up next, we got Jackson Clapper. He's got a
Yep.
big vault. I believe he does a 2.5.
Oh boy, let's see what we got here, Jackson. Oh, baby. Oh, what
Oh,
near
that
stick.
was good.
That was a good vault. Yeah, he's pumped.
Barely missed that stick, but that's going to be a high scoring vault.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Okay, so Brian Solomon, 13.85. I was close on that one. That was a handspring Rudy. Yeah.
It does look like Greenville is closing in that gap on Navy right now. They went from a 1.05 difference to now about a 6/10 difference at the moment. So we're closing it just a little by little.
This is a meet. This is a really good meet. You know, sometimes you have competitions, but one team just blows out the other team. It's just kind of academic to go through the process, but this is what sports is all about. You know, a grind. You're grinding through every routine, fighting for every 10th. And that's what makes it so exciting. And this is one of the most exciting meets I've seen, and we're only barely, just over halfway through.
No, I love it. Okay.
Ooh, okay. Really clean vault from Daniel Jurovic. He piked it down and landed a little bit locked-legged and had a big rebound with his right leg back there. So that's a pretty sizable deduction on the landing, a 3/10 easy. And we'll see what the rest of the what the rest of the deductions might be. But it was really clean otherwise. Jackson 13.75. Yeah, the Cos 1.5s aren't scoring as well as like the handspring Rudy.
I think that score might be a little bit low compared to how good of a vault that actually was. His legs were together onto the table. He went right up, didn't go very long, just had a small step back.
Yep, you and me both have that armchair quarterback judging going on. I love it.
I mean, vault's the event that I'm more passionate about.
I kind of remember a guy like you. I think his name was Asad Jooma, who's a hell of a vaulter.
No! Barely missed the stick. Come on, Ricky Mays. We were hoping for that stick. What happened there?
Oh,
he just gave it up.
He was digging. He just wishes he had a little baby toe in the back of his heel that he could have dug in to stop that.
I mean, this is another testament to Zach Peters' recruiting level. I mean, realistically, you have a guy on a brand new program competing and at the caliber of some of these legacy programs, and he's I mean, this is his fourth event now. Ricky Mays has been competing all around. This is really cool.
Ricky is a stud, man. He's kicking it out. I love it.
I'm gonna check on Road to Nationals where he's ranked in the all around at the moment. It does look like maybe he hasn't actually competed all the way around and all around. Maybe he's just doing about 5 events.
Oh,
and Isaiah Drake with a great 2.5.
Nice. This is a great battle. All right, we've gone through 4 events now. I want you to think back to all 4 of those events, Asad, and you tell me how many missed routines there have been in this meet.
I mean, we saw, I believe it was 1 and 1 on floor. I mean, there were 2 guys that fell, then we had 2 guys that went out of bounds. On pommel horse, we saw the triple Russian that came over for Greenville. Rings, there were no falls, and this one there were also no falls. So I mean, I think about three routines in total.
Yeah, this is an outstanding performance. These are the kind of performances you're looking to start to have as the season starts to wind down, as you're getting ready for the championship portion of the season. I hope we're not putting the jinx on the last 2 events, but I got to tell you, this has been a really fun meet to watch because of the quality of the performances. It's been off the charts. And this is an event. This is a sport where you don't have a lot of room for error, and to go out there and have that much skill and that much ability to grind through your routines, even the ones that had a little trouble, they were not bad misses, right?
No, not at all.
Front overturned a little bit on floor. The dismount on pommel horse, it stands out. But overall, this has been one of the best meets I've seen. And performance-wise, holy smokes, I'm impressed.
Two quick little stats. I mean, Ricky Mays, we were just talking about with that great 2.5 that he just did. He is currently ranked at the moment number 6 on the road to nationals on vault. So I mean, it was a big contender to take on the title for this event, but he's actually taken third under one of his teammates. Michael Avery got a 13.95, and then Isaiah Drake got his second 14 of the meet, a 14.1 with a 4.8 vault. So that's really cool to see.
Yeah, but look at that team score. Greenville took it to the Naval Academy by 6.5 tenths.
Wow.
So now we got a 4/10 differential between Greenville with a 210.3 and Navy with a 210.7. Oh my goodness!
So they went down by 6.05 on that last event. I mean, they're inching closer and closer with 2 events left, and these both next 2 events, they're going to be. I mean, they're taking deductions on everything on P-bars and high bar. So this is really going to be neck and neck.
Oh,
and I've seen Greenville compete on both P-bars and high bar, and Greenville does have a stacked lineup on P-bars. Their high bar lineup, I'm blanking a little bit, but I know on P-bars they have some really good guys.
Yes, this is going to be fun right down to the wire. How did you and I get so lucky to be doing the color commentary for this competition?
No, for real.
Wow. Oh man, it's fun to see these guys going out and being able to raise their hand and compete for their team. You know, the Navy guys for the Naval Academy and the Greenville guys for the Greenville University, and just feel proud about what you're doing and going, hey, I'm representing my school, and this is what it's all about. And that's the beauty of college athletics, especially gymnastics, is you develop that school spirit for your team, and you're fighting for that name on the front of your jersey as much as the one on your back.
No, absolutely. This has been a very, very exciting. I mean, honestly, having them, we're going into the 5th rotation. They are 4 tenths away from each other. They've been basically underneath a 5/10 differential on every single event, and they've been going back and forth. Greenville did have the lead after the first event. They took the lead after the second event, and then Navy did take it after rings and vaults. So I don't even know what's going to happen on P-bars and high bar. I'm a little bit biased towards Greenville on P-bars. I think that they might take the lead, and then I have a feeling that Navy might come back after high bar. But that's just my right now prediction. I don't know if I'm allowed to make those predictions, but that's what I'm thinking.
Well, since we're doing a commentary, we can do anything we want right now, I think. I'm not sure if the FCC's like keeping an eye on us, but we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it up. But,
I think this is gonna be a good lineup.
These guys are finishing up their 2-minute touch here before the parallel bars. This is an event that takes a little bit longer, only because it's adjusting the width of the parallel bars, putting the honey and the chalk and the water and everything on the bars to give yourself a good sticky grip so you don't peel off on your underbar stuff. So look at that team score. Navy's looking over their shoulder going, where did these guys come from? Where the heck is Greenville? Oh my goodness, Greenville has put a serious arc on their program here today with this competition against the Naval Academy.
And Mike, you were saying last year Zach took them to NCAA champs for the first time, right? I mean, that's huge as a program that had just started. I mean, realistically, they're definitely going to make it again this year. What place did they start? What place did they qualify into last year?
I want to say they were maybe 10th or 11th. They were, the top 12 teams make it in. I think they were not 12th.
Wow, I mean that's a testament on their own.
Yeah, I could be wrong, but don't quote me on that. But I'm pretty sure, they came in not in the last spot. Well, I was looking through some of the stuff on Navy's website, and the Naval Academy under Coach Simons. He started in 2016 was his first year. These are his records over the course of every year: 9-4, 10-9, 14-6, 17-4, 12-3, 3-3. That was the COVID year. 15-3. 11-6 and 11-4. That's a pretty high win percentage, and
that is a pretty high win percentage.
And Kip right now is going, okay, I'm not going to panic because I got a group of guys that I can count on. They've been prepared well. I've done a good job preparing them, and now the key is these guys going to be able to, not get all caught up in the fact that Greenville is nipping at their backside, and just kind of stay the course and try to stay in the moment. I always tell my guys, it's not about what if, it's about what is. And try to stay in that moment, and really nothing matters. The outcome is a result of your performance. So focus on your performance, not thinking about what the outcome might be. And I think that's how you maintain that calmness when things are getting kind of gritty, you know.
No, that does make sense.
You see that guy walking
I have a,
around oh, go ahead.
no, continue. Sorry, Mike.
I was just seeing that guy right with his back, walking around with his arms crossed in front of his chest. That's one of those body language things. We go, oh shit.
You know that he's got it in his head right now.
Okay.
But
It's
one of the fun facts I just saw. One of the so the second guy up for Navy right now, Vishal Mandava. I believe right now he is I'm looking on Navy's roster at the moment. He is a senior on the naval team. His brother is the current national team member competing at Stanford as a freshman. So it is actually kind of cool to see two brothers back to back. I know Michigan has a couple of those. They have all the Puri brothers. I mean, they're on their third Puri brother that is on the team at the moment. So it's pretty cool to see these siblings competing back to back.
Well, I just gotta give a shout out on the live chat on the YouTube channel. Rachel Erickson, Braden's mom, who's a good friend of mine, and she's running the state meet here in Minnesota starting tomorrow. Or set up for the equipment on tomorrow. And she's like, "Go Greenville, go Braden, we love you, and we love you too, Mike." Thanks, Rachel. That's awesome.
Oh, I love it.
And who's up first? We got Sebastian Gordo, who is a senior from Old Tappan, New Jersey, and he's going to be a Navy pilot when he finishes school in a couple of months. So good for him. I'm going to go to pilot training school, and he'll be flying those F-16s one day. All right, so looks like the ready, and Sebastian's ready. We're going to get this thing underway. That's good luck, buddy.
See where Sebastian is at on road to nationals.
We haven't seen him yet today, right? So this is his first time competing?
I believe so.
Ooh, a little stumble there with that left hand, and that's front up rise reverse cut. The hand placement. All those little hand placements are deductions for the judges. Nice. Great arm peach hand. A little bit of balance check. All right, come on, Sebastian. Let it swing. There you go. Oh, now we're talking. He's back on track.
Yeah, you can tell he's picked up his swing again. Whoa, you don't see that very often.
Ooh, you don't see that at all. I haven't seen that all year long. That's really good to see. And a little bit of a dip in the L seat and a little hand placement. So he's kind of giving some points away. Let's see if we can get a good landing on the dismount. Yep, not bad. Little step forward. So good set. You know, it wasn't the best execution, but it wasn't bad. He stayed on. He had a couple of mistakes that were manageable, and it's not going to hurt the team at all. That's good. So now Michael Avery is coming up, and as we talked earlier about what his job is to beat Sebastian Gordo, and he's probably saying, "I saw your routine, Sebastian. I think I can beat that." What he has to do is get back in his own mind and kind of focus on what he's got to do, not what Sebastian did or what might happen if he does better routine. He's just got to stay in the moment and hit every skill in his routine.
It looks like Michael Avery, so his average at the moment is about a 12.4, and his high of this season is a 13.3. So that's what we're probably going to end up seeing here today. Is going to be in between that 12.7 to 13.3 score today.
Yeah. Okay, well, let's see what he can do. That's an interesting mount.
I like that mount.
Nice solid handstand. Underbar cast, probably going to do a Hanma. Yep. Swing. Whoa, that was the fastest swing.
Too much power.
Right to a Healy swing handstand. Nice job.
I always think it's a mark of a good gymnast when you see the Hamna in the middle of the routine. Okay, that was the underbar right there. Remind me again the name of that one.
The Suarez.
Suarez, yes.
Yep. Oh, looks like we got a big dismount. Oh!
He barely pulled that around, but it was great. He made that work, Michael Avery.
Yes, nice job, Michael Avery.
Next, we do have Vishal Mandava. So Vishal is ranked just a little bit above Michael Avery at the moment. Right now, he's so average 12.629. His high of the season on P-bars is a 13.15. So that's likely what we're going to see.
Here we go. Well, these stats are really important to hear because when it comes down to the end of the meet, it's going to be tenths of a point, and every little tenth that you can save by not giving something away or getting that stuck dismount, those are all going to go into the bank and collecting some interest in their bank account. So Sebastian, first guy up, scored 11.9. So that's a little on the lower side. That's the first time I think we've seen an 11 today, maybe the second time. But and we're waiting on Michael Avery's score, and then Vishal's about ready to go. He's smiling at the judge, going, "Watch this, Mr. Judge. Put your pencil down. It's going to be so good you won't need it."
And he's a senior right now, so you know this routine means a lot to him.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to guess peach to hand as a start.
End of our cast to support. No, end of our cast.
Back of price to handstand.
I bet we got a Healy coming up here. Nice.
You're better at the predictions than I am.
Now, a new rule for the FIG that the NCAA did adopt is after every swing handstand, you must do a pirouette. You can't do a swing to handstand and come back down.
Those were some great peach hands. That peach half was beautiful.
It sure was. And those are big value skills, and he did them well. Had a little leg separation on the peach half during that reverse pirouetting action, but really, really nice. Oh! That was huge.
He is elated right now and well deserved. That was a great routine from Vishal. Good for you, man.
That's the routine that he's going to remember for the rest of his life because
for sure.
I mean, has he competed at all tonight? Is that his first routine?
I think that was his first routine of the night.
Yeah. So he's sitting around for an hour or whatever, right? He's got to do a minute touch.
And he did his job. If that was his one routine of the lineup.
Unbelievable. That is what you call ice water flowing through some veins, baby.
Now, that energy that he just put up on that last routine is probably going to end up taking Navy just a little bit ahead of Greenville in this event, especially when you have a guy do that good of a routine. When he's a one event specialist, I mean, that energy is just going to take him through.
Without a doubt. And sometimes, you need one routine in an entire meet that just changes the whole atmosphere on your team bench. And I think the atmospheres on both team benches were good, but I guarantee you,
I think that one just made a difference.
Yeah. The barometric pressure over on Navy's bench just went way up.
I mean, look at the scores right now. It's a 0.05 of a difference now. Greenville has literally come and inched their way back.
Oh my gosh.
This is crazy.
Well, Michael Avery posted a 12.25 on P-bars against Sebastian's 11.9. So there's 3.5 tenths that they just saved. Brought it to a tenth now. Oh no, what? Oh, Navy's got one more score, and Vishal went 12.85.
We'll see what Sergey Popov does.
Oh, that was a really nice Hanma.
I like that extension on that Moy.
Yes.
Both of those were great. That Tapel flew right up.
That was huge. All right, here we go. Is this dismount time? Yes, come on.
There we go.
Nice. You know what? So this is like tit for tat. Asad. It's like, okay, Navy just knocks out a great set. Oh, right.
Greenville's got to come back with an even better one.
Oh, this is sports at its finest moment.
I honestly think that might go neck and neck with Vishal's score. I think that's a 12-8 or higher. That was a great routine.
That was. I think I might give Vishal a little bit of an advantage. He had the double front dismount versus the double pike, so that's it'll be 2/10 differential in the start value just on the dismount alone. So every tenth counts, right? Every stinking tenth.
Every tenth is counting, right? Especially with this meet at the moment, there is no room for error on these routines.
No. And we mentioned this earlier in the meet when the one guy, was it from Navy, fell down on floor. And it said, you know, if you have a miss, it's really important not to have a second miss in that same routine because you got to count that score. So even if you have a problem, you got to keep moving on and just fight for every 10th. And that's what these guys are doing. And so, okay, third game, 12-9-5. He did beat Vishal by 1/10.
Barely. Oh. Now we have Jonah Soltz.
Oh, they're in the lead by 1/10.
Maybe.
Jonah Soltz.
Wow.
This is fun.
As of right now, Greenville does have the lead as the team scored. They've come up. They've inched their way back. Oh, okay, nice thumb at a hand.
Wow. Nice Healy swing hand. He should have to do a pirouette here, I think. Yeah, there we go.
So the new change, Mike, remind me again. So you
can't have a change of direction. So if you do front upright swing hand and you swing down for a stutz, for instance, you're changing your direction. Okay, you have to keep everything going in the same direction. So for the really high level gymnasts that do like a lot of upper landing on their upper arms, and they have to do a front rise out of it every time. They have to do a pirouette, otherwise it's a 1/10 deduction.
Okay, that's why I've been seeing a lot more of the reverse pirouettes and just regular in general. Okay, that makes sense. That was a good routine for Jonah Soltz. I don't know if it'll score as high as the rest of the team so far, but he did his job. He put it to his feet. That Tapel was just a little bit low. I think he might have gotten a 5/10er on that.
Yeah, two main areas of deduction in that routine. The Tapel that caught really low. He might have scraped his legs on the bar. And then the landing on the dismount was pretty low and big step forward. So those are the two main areas. The rest of the set was really clean. I'm not sure if he managed on the Tapel, maybe. Yeah.
I was going to say, I love how in the background that sign for the Navy Gymnastics, you see all those key words. And at the very bottom, beat Army. I love that.
So the lack of love between Army and Navy is palpable. It's really funny. You go to either one of those campuses, beat the other school all over the place.
All over? Is it so? What about where does Air Force fall in this? Where's their big rival?
Okay, so the Air Force Academy didn't come into existence till like 1958 under Dwight Eisenhower, right? So they kind of don't have the history. But let's watch this routine real quick. We got Donovan Divini, or Divini, I'm not sure. Sorry, Donovan, if I butchered your name. Nice bail for that giant, and very nice.
I mean, he looks like a freshman with the build that he has right now. I'm going to look this up. He's a junior from Texas.
Nice. This is a really nice set. Oh, we got another dismount.
Oh, come on. There we go.
Back. That was well done. Well done. I like that routine. He just had a nice line. And very calm in his competition. That was cool. I think, Donovan, that's the first time we've seen him as well, I think, right?
That is the first time we've seen him. I do think that will definitely beat Jonah Soltz's 11.65. So I think Greenville will keep their lead right now.
Yeah, Jonah got hit pretty hard with 11.65 for sure. Missy Davenport, you're welcome for the explanation of the changes on P-bars. Yeah, there's a few minor changes that the FIG made, and the NCAA and GymAC accepted most of them. GymAC didn't do a couple like the scale on floor, for instance. GymAC said, "No, we don't want to do scale," so our guys don't do it.
Who made that decision? Was that you?
Well, I'd have to say I had a little influence on that decision, yes.
I would have done the same thing. I agree with you there. Okay, so up next we have William Champagne. He is a current senior on Navy. So you know this routine is definitely one that's memorable for him, so he's going to be showing out.
Yep.
Good peach to hand.
Yep.
Pop that right up.
Another one of my boys from Massachusetts.
You can see that Navy haircut.
Yeah. Wow, he's hitting these handstands nice, man. This was a good
Did he get credit for that stutz to hand? Because that he didn't really catch in handstand.
Yeah, probably a 10th off. You know,
okay.
You have to be able to show you could have held it if you wanted to. I don't think he could have, so I'd probably take a 10th on that one.
Okay.
A little step on the dismount. I think that's going to score pretty good, but it's not going to be like 13. So all these scores are pretty comparable, and this is why the team score is so close.
I mean, is it close anymore? Mike, you might want
Oh,
to
it's
take a
not
look.
close anymore. Donovan went
Greenville just took a
13.15.
massive lead. Yep.
Oh,
I mean,
head's-
Greenville now has a lead by 1.55. That is a massive lead that they have taken over on an event that is pretty typically like low scoring.
Yeah. What did you say before P-Bar started? You go, I'm going to put my money on Greenville. I think they got a pretty good P-Bar lineup.
I did, and
Yeah.
I should have put some money on this one. I'm waiting for FanDuel to add gymnastics to their.
Look at that. Oh my goodness, he's swinging some nice underbar work. Nice
So this
job,
is Jackson
Jack.
Clapper. He's been competing on a couple different events. We've seen him. This is the third or fourth appearance we've seen him today.
Yep. Man, he's knocking it out of the park. Let's see what his dismount coming up.
Come on.
Oh,
Wait, he did the same thing on floor. That was the same guy who overextended himself on floor earlier.
wow. So he's got some flippity doodah going on his double front, man.
That's so funny.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so that's gonna score well. That was a good routine. That might be as high as Donovan Divining. If that's the case, they're gonna continue their dominance here.
I mean, we'll see. I mean, William did put up a pretty high score right now. So we'll see what that difference look like now. But I mean, Greenville did took a pretty big lead. They're probably going to keep their lead. It won't be by that 1.55, but it'll likely end up being around like maybe a 1, maybe 7, 8 tenths.
Well, I mean, if Jackson goes 11.05,
I take it back.
look at that. Oh, 1.1 differential.
13.15.
What?
Wow.
1.7. All right, so this is where the pedal hits the metal, man. High bar. So this is going to be so exciting. I can't believe we get to witness this thing and call it. This is,
I mean,
unbelievable.
Greenville is leading by 1.7 going into the last event. I mean, that's a lead that it's going to be extremely hard to take over. Unless one of the Greenville guys takes a fall, I don't know if Navy's coming back.
1.7 is a lot to overcome.
Especially in a four-man lineup.
Yes. And,
I mean, we're seeing 3 of the same guys that were on P-Bar: Michael Avery, Sergey Popov, and Devaney over here. So I mean, the only one that we have new is Mr. Hinson over here. So I think that's the first time we're seeing him as well. Kyler Hinson, yeah, he's a freshman right now. He's a tall freshman, 5'11", from North Carolina. So we'll see what he can put up for Greenville today.
This is going to be so exciting. So let me make a little prediction. I don't want to jinx anybody, but with 1.7 in differential, if everybody hits, differential is a few tenths here and there. I think it's going to be hard for Navy to make that up. So I think Greenville's going to have to help Navy. If Navy wants to win this,
they're going to have to help Navy. I don't think they're giving any handouts today. They're over here in the back of their head. You know for a fact they are excited and they are ready. I have a feeling that Michael Avery he's gonna set that tone so great for Greenville right now.
Yep. And this is the event that can catapult you to where you want to go, or kind of put the brakes on pretty quick. So this is exciting. The mentality right now. These guys are all the Greenville guys are going, holy smokes, we got a 1.7 lead, and they have to stop thinking about that, like right now. And Navy just got 1 more tenth, so it's only 1.6. They must have had an inquiry, and they got 1/10 out of an inquiry. So 1.6 differential. So that's 4 tenths. That's a 4/10 difference in each routine that Navy has to make up, okay, to tie it.
I think they can do it. I will say, from watching Greenville, I've seen a couple of their meets so far this year. Their high bar, don't get me wrong, it is stacked and they have some really high flying skills, but arguably they are a little bit less clean than what I've typically seen Navy at. So I do think that overall Navy will have a higher score ending on high bar. I don't know if it'll be enough to take over Greenville, but I do think that they will end up having a higher team score.
All right, so this is where the head-to-head competition comes in. Okay, so Michael Avery's going to go first. He's going to get a score. Vishal goes up second, and that's his guy to beat. And he has to beat his guy by 4/10 of a point. If every Navy guy beats every Greenville guy by 4/10, the score will be tied.
This
This is
is
going to be amazing.
this is exciting. I'm on the edge of my seat right now.
I know. So Asad and the rest of the people watching, 4/10 difference on each matchup is the key to the win for Navy or the win for Greenville. And it's going to come down to the very last guy, the very last skill, and that guy is Isaiah Drake. He's the one with the 2 14s at this point, right? And he's
I'm
going to
gonna
be
make
their
a wild
go-to
prediction
guy.
here, Mike. I think Navy might actually be able to make this up. I'm just talking from my experience, from what I've seen. I think that Navy might have a little bit of an edge here, and if they do it, I mean, I'm gonna be fully on the edge of my seat.
All right, people back home, if you're on the live chat on the YouTube channel, let's see your predictions. Here we go. We're getting ready to start. Michael Avery starting us off for Greenville. And they have a, oh, wait a minute, 262.3. What? Well,
What just
look
happened?
at the team score is
Wait.
1.9? Well, Greenville
Yeah, it
must
looks like they had an
Greenville must
inquiry as
have an
well.
inquiry. So it's
Okay, now that's gonna be
1.9.
even harder.
What? All right, so that 4/10 I just mentioned is almost 5/10 differential now. That's gonna be a little tougher.
I mean, a 1.9 difference to make up on a low-scoring event like high bar. I mean, I'm gonna stick with my prediction, but I don't know. This is gonna be crazy.
Okay, so somebody just posted on the live chat. I flipped ZKQ55. Navy's taking this for sure, he said. Okay. I like that confidence. Missy Davenport. Whoa, what just happened to the score? There must have been some adjustments. Yeah, I think they both put in inquiries on P-bars. Navy got 1/10, and Greenville got a whole bunch of 10s.
We got Toa Taylor over here. I think Greenville's got it. We'll see.
Koa, he's one of my team members. Oh, hey, Koa. This is really awesome. This is an unbelievable meet. I just feel, Asad, you and I both, I know we feel the same way, how lucky we are to be here
To
to
be able to
watch
watch
this.
a meet like this, I agree. You had mentioned Koa Taylor was an old teammate of yours. Were you guys competing together at Minnesota?
No,
Oh,
he's
not
on my
Minnesota, you
team
were-
here. He's on my team here at Minnesota.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. All right, stem the handstand to endo.
Let's go!
So he's going to do, oh, that's interesting. Pirouette, back giants. Looks like we got a release coming up here. Big old Tkachev, Pike
Whoa.
Tkachev.
That had
Right.
some height to it.
Yes, it did. Here comes another one, straddled. Catch it, attaboy. Great arms, giant on the swing out, one arm giant. Getting ready for the dismount after the Stalder. Okay, Stalder was a little shy to handstand, a little arm bend on those giants. Double twist and double back.
And he got the stick.
Did he stick
I
it?
think he did it. I don't know. I don't know if the judge gave it to him. I can't see the green flag.
I think his feet shuffled just a little bit. It's hard to see. Zach was standing right in the way, but I think he might have taken a little hop. But he's pumped.
Well, that
Okay,
was a huge
Greenville. Oh, and you know what happens to the next guy on high bar? He's like, geez Louise, he just nailed his set. And he's going to have
we
to...
did see Vishal put up a great P-bar set, so I have a feeling that he's going to be putting up a pretty good high bar set right now.
Yep. That was a great routine out of Michael. All right, that's going to
And
score
Vishal-
well. It's going to be probably a 12-5 or so, you know, I think, somewhere in that range.
I could see that.
Oh, that was a nice
thing,
Yamaha.
Milwaukee.
Endo up, very nice, solid. He's probably going to do a stoop in here. Soon, maybe. Yep, stoop in the jam.
That was a
Grip
great
jump.
jam.
Up out, yep. Pirouette probably coming up soon, maybe an endo.
Another half. Okay.
Okay, that's
A little bit on
pretty
that
low.
one.
That's going to get hit pretty hard.
What he's doing is whoa.
did the
We saw a
flying
little flying giant in there.
There's a stick. That's going to help.
That's 2 sticks in a row for his senior night. You know he is over the moon right now, Mandava. Good for you, Michelle.
Good for him. Good for him. You know, and those are the kind of memories you make. And regardless of the outcome, when you go out and you hit your sets and you do your job, that's all you can ask. As a coach, that's all you can ask of you guys. You go out and battle. You know, these guys
just do their best.
Great. So we don't have a score yet for Michael Avery. It hasn't come up yet. And maybe they forgot to put it in the system because they're judging the other guy now, I think. 12.4, okay. What did I say, 12.5? I kind of called it, right? Pretty close.
Yeah, you did. I think you said about 12.5.
Let's go, Kyler.
Go see Kyler Henson. This guy, again, we had just talked. He is right now a freshman at 5'11". You see the mats that they have pulled all the way around?
Oh, an in-bar endo for a C move. Hit the bar, so that'll be a little deduction. He's winding up for something big. Here we go. Catch it. Oh, yeah.
There we go. Okay.
A little late on the catch. Nice Stalder. He's got long lines. Good flying giant. Like we're getting ready for
Is
this
this not going to
maybe?
be double? Yep.
Whoa, big step.
There we go.
Great job. You know what I like about Greenville? They got some big flying dismounts like this, and they're not going, hey, let's go easy, just do full twist, double L's, try to stick. They're going for it, man. They are going for the foot on the neck of the Navy midshipman. That's what they're going for right now. They are putting the pedal to the metal. They're gonna put the nails in the coffin, and they might be running home with the victory. All right, so what did I say earlier? The 1.9 difference. Each routine had to be a 5/10 differential. Vishal is 5.5 tenths higher than Michael, so they're on their way to bridging the gap.
Let's see. Okay, we got Riley Rose here up for Navy. Some nice L grip. Great jam. See, with these 8-skill routines, one thing I'm noticing is that we're seeing the type of routines are so much shorter. Like they feel a lot shorter than regular.
But you know what? I'm seeing because of the 8-skill routines, I think you're seeing a much better hit percentage because of it.
100%. You're also seeing way bigger dismounts.
Yeah.
Come on, get the stick.
Oh, the stick, Navy is not going away quietly.
No, they're not. They're going out with a fight right now.
Oh my gosh.
So Kyler right now, he is I believe he, I'm trying to find his, yeah, so freshman at the moment. Riley Rose. We saw Riley on a few other events as well. This is not the first time we've seen him compete today.
He's a senior as well. So he's finishing up his senior night with a bang and a stuck dismount.
Wow.
And he'll be that's amazing. All right, so Kyler got a 12.15. So if Riley goes 12.65 or better, he's bridging the gap on the 1.9 that they need to beat Greenville by. So we'll see. 12.65 is pretty good. 12.6 is pretty good score. I'm not sure that routine is a 12.65, but we'll see.
I can see getting like a 12.3, 12.4. We got Sergey now.
Sergey Popov. Oh, he's got nice lines. Really nice flexibility on inside endo. He did catch his heels on the way out, so that's probably going to be a 3/10 deduction for hitting the bar.
And a little bit sloppy on that Tkachev.
Yeah, little arm bend on the catch and the giant out. Oh boy, that was a late twisting double.
I was not expecting him to add that extra twist in. That scared me
Riley
a little
Rose.
bit. I'm glad he put it to his feet.
Ooh, Riley Rose put up a 12.75, so that's 2 routines that have beat their competitor on Greenville by over 5/10.
Wow.
Take it back. Vishal's score went down a tenth to a 12.85, so he beat Michael by 4.5 tenths, and Riley just beat Kyler by 6 tenths.
6 tenths. That does average out to that 5. You're right.
That's averaging out to the 5, so we'll see what happens. And Sergey's dismount's not going to help the score.
No, it does look like we have this. So the Boone Washburn right now, nice Zuliman. He's a freshman on Navy at the moment. He's also a really tall guy, 6 foot.
Wow, nice. That was a good half talk. A little bit out of line, but good height. Here he comes with a Tkachev. Nice work.
It was good. It was clean.
Yes, it was.
Whoa!
Oh,
I love that.
nice
That cross with the one arm.
Whoa. Here we go. Big dismount. Double. Oh, little step,
Okay.
but not a big step.
A little bit chest down, but otherwise that was great.
Okay, so Sergey went 12.05. So Boone has to
think
go
that Boone's willing to beat him.
I think Boone's going to go more than a 12.55. So it's going to come down to the last two guys, Donovan, Greenville, and Isaiah. And Isaiah could put the icing with a couple of tenths differential to win the
You know Isaiah's going to
I
put
don't
up a big score. Donovan right now, he's a junior. I mean, we'll see. P-bar, high bar, pommel horse kind of guy. So I actually don't know what kind of score he's going to put up right now. Let's see. Let's go to the high bar stats right now.
I think he's going to do a great. He just has the look of a high bar guy.
You think so?
That's
I mean,
all.
right now Isaiah's average on high bar is a 13.26. His high of the season is a 13.55. So we're definitely going to see a 13 from Isaiah, but from Donovan, looks like he's averaging about a 12.5 with a high of 13. So they're pretty close. They're only a couple tenths of a difference.
Oh, Boone went 12.95, 9 tenths higher than Sergey. Oh my goodness.
That was massive. Okay. Donovan, it's all up to you to make this difference. There, Navy took the lead. Navy's up by
half a
0.05.
Oh. That was a nice half talk. A little knee bend on the stoop in, but good height and good alignment.
Hey, Donovan, this is your moment. You better stick it.
Okay. You know what? Okay, in spite of what might happen here, I like the fact that these guys, every one of them did a double-double dismount. They were going for the score, the start value, where they could have maybe gone easier dismount and try to get a better landing, but I like what Zach's doing. He's going for the gusto. Wow. So it comes down
this is crazy.
That's me. Wow.
Wait, I mean, I will say my prediction did come out. I mean, we're with one routine left. I do think that Navy.
It's not over.
Crazy. You're right. It's not over yet.
You be quiet. You just expect expectations high, but you got to get the job done. Because what you're doing is you're demonstrating talknastics. Now Isaiah has to do gymnastics. Let's see if he can do the job.
As you're tired, it is talknastics now. You're right. I'm gonna steal that.
Oh. Wow, this has been one of the more exciting competitions I've ever seen. And let's go, Isaiah. You know, just put it on and make it happen, and then let the chips fall where they may. Oh, that was.
You know,
really
he's gonna be clean. I mean, this is gonna be a beautiful routine.
Yep. He just has to do what he knows he can do. He's been doing his whole life, right?
Nice layout to Tkachev.
Yep. Nice.
A flying giant in there.
Yep. Oh! Oh my gosh!
Oh
that just
my
did it.
God!
Wow!
Yeah,
Isaiah Drake, that's a
There's no way that Greenville's
memory he just made. That will go down in the history books.
No, it will. This was a crazy competition. Like, this was so much fun covering with you. This was wild.
Oh my
I mean, I want to wait for these two scores to come in, but I mean, we've been on the edge of our seat this whole time.
I wonder if they. Okay, 12-9 for Donovan Deviney. That's good. 3-11. I think.
I have a feeling that Isaiah will come out with like a 13-4. I mean, he's
okay,
definitely a little bit of a higher score.
You know, you look at Isaiah, and he put the cherry on the top of the Sunday, right? But the key was Michelle beating Michael by 4.5 tenths. Riley beating Kyler by 6/10, and Boone beating Sergey by 9/10. That's where the meet was won right there.
That's what it did.
Isaiah just had to finish up.
I mean, to come back from a 1.8, 1.9 differential on the last event, I mean, that is unheard of.
And not a single missed routine on high bar.
No, not a single missed routine on either side.
Unbelievable.
13.55.
In the whole meet, right?
Wow. Okay, Navy took the lead by 7/10.
Oh, 3:12.
So not only did they make up a 1.8 differential, they beat by 7/10. That means they went up by 2.6. That's crazy.
Yeah, oh, wow. Okay. Asad, holy smokes. I can't tell you how much I enjoyed these last couple of hours sitting here watching some of the best gymnastics I've seen. One of the best competitions. Just head-to-head competition. It's just beautiful. And I got to tip my hat to Zach Peters and everybody at Greenville for what they did. They're going to go home disappointed, but I hope they don't hold that feeling for too long, because they should be super proud of what they did. And, you know, staying that close to a team like the Naval Academy, that's some serious progress for that program.
No, absolutely. They got to hold their heads high as they go home today, because this was an incredible meet. Going on the scores right now. So Navy took the lead on floor exercise. That was Benjamin Lamb. Second, Greenville of Braden Erickson, and William Champagne from Navy took the third place. It was, I mean, these are all 1/10 of a difference. Number 1, 13.55, 13.4, and 13.35 on floor exercise.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Wow.
On pommel horse, we do see Navy, Saran Alexander with a 13.45, 4.7 difficulty taking the gold. Andres Garza from Greenville taking the silver with the 13.4, and Jonah Soltz from Navy taking a 13.2. I mean, really, these scores are right next to each other on the leaderboards at the moment.
Just so close throughout the entire meet and every event.
I mean, every event.
Yeah, Isaiah's 14 took the lead on rings for the gold medal, 14.05 with a 4.6 difficulty. Elijah Cruz from Greenville, 13.3 with a 4.6 difficulty, and Aaron Stein from Navy, 13.25. Look at that, within just a couple of tenths there in the second, third, fourth place. And this is impressive that the top three on each event is shared by Greenville and Navy. It's not like Navy takes the top three, Navy takes the top three. This is back and forth the entire competition.
No, it is, and I think that's also a testament to Greenville in general. I mean, they're really showing out. Isaiah again with another victory on vault with a 14.1. Michael Avery from Greenville with a 13.95, and Ricky Mays, another one from Greenville with a 13.9. Again, I mean, Greenville really held out their own today against Navy. Navy did come out on top, but both teams should be very proud walking away from this meet today.
Yeah, I think Navy's probably wiping their brow going, whew, that was a close one.
Yeah, they are.
Look at that, top two places in P-bars from Greenville. You called that at the beginning. Tied for first, 13.35s between Donovan and Jackson. And then William Champagne taking the third spot with a 13.0. So, again, super tight at the top of the leaderboard.
No, literally from the top to the bottom, they're 1/10 apart each. And then Isaiah with the third gold of the meet on high bar. Actually looked like Navy did do a clean sweep on high bar. I mean, well deserved, but it was Isaiah with a 13.55, Boone Washburn with a 12.95, and Vishal Mandava with a 12.85. You got two seniors in there placing. I mean, realistically, this is a great senior meet for Navy.
Wow. Yes. And again, we talked about the whole concept of making memories. These guys are going to remember this meet for the rest of their life and know that, hey, this upstart program, Greenville, almost came in and took it to us, but we defended our home turf and we came away with a victory, but it came down to the very last guy in the very last event. That's how every gymnastics meet should be. That was exciting.
No, absolutely. I mean, honestly, Isaiah's routine was pretty spectacular.
It was great. It was great. Isaiah's just a cool, calm cucumber when it comes to competition. He raises his hand and he's ready to go. And it's so good to see him be able to do that for himself and for his team. And for Kip, you know, as a coach, he's obviously put a lot of time and effort into making sure these guys are prepared. It was a great meet, and hats off to Zach Peters and all the folks at Greenville. Well done, young man. And you got a great, bright future ahead of you as a head coach.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, if you look at these scores on every event, they are neck and neck, pretty much up until high bar. There's really not much of a difference at all. With the total ending, Navy took the lead with a 312.5, and Greenville come in just underneath with a 311.9. I mean, that is a 6/10 differential between two incredible teams. This was such an awesome meet to cover today with you, Mike. This was a lot of fun.
This was great fun. I think we may be off the air now. I'm texting Ambert right now, but yeah, that was a lot of fun. And Asad, thanks so much. I hope we get a chance to do this again. That was great.
Absolutely. This was honestly, I'll be hitting you up. I wanna learn more about Gym Act and the things you're doing as the president of that organization. I mean, I think it's incredible. I know we're not on the air anymore, but I'm just saying in general, I think it's really cool that you're keeping a lot of these programs alive, and you're keeping them running, and you're giving opportunities to a lot of these athletes in general. And I really think that that's just a testament to the legacy that you're building, and that's just really cool.
I appreciate that, and you know, it's a lot more than my efforts. I can tell you that, and so we're still on the air, just so you know.